Cast to public, and we are live for another epic paradigm shift radio after party with only 4 people right now, and perhaps 5, but I don't think Michael has a camera or a mic or anything like that. So that episode of Paradigm Shift Radio was all about understanding psychedelics. So guys, if you would like, we can continue that conversation here, and hopefully we'll get some more people joining us and get involved with this discussion. So yeah, what did you guys either think of the show, or any thoughts, insights, and opinions you would like to add to the conversation here?
Like, what kind of psychedelics have we ever done, or what experiences have we ever had on psychedelics?
Maybe, I mean, yeah, like keeping in mind, like we want to be able to bring like to light the positive side of them. I mean, we're welcome to talk about like the negative experiences with psychedelics, and because I mean, negative is kind of like a subjective thing, right? Because I mean, we were talking about that in the episode, like how a lot of people have like bad trips, like quote unquote, right? And what's a way that we can sort of deal with like having a bad trip? Because I mean, I think having a bad trip is part of the psychedelic experience, because it's sort of like, it sort of humbles you, because though you may not realize that at the time, when you look back on it, it's like, holy crap, like I created that scenario for myself, and it could have been averted, or it could have been like transmutated, but within that moment, yeah, it's like a very real lesson.
I think actually one of the most spiritual experiences I've had on psychedelics, one of the most, not the most, but was during a bad trip, actually. So the night that it happened wasn't good, but the next morning when I woke up, I had all these like revelations in me and all these ideas from the night before. Yeah.
What was that working with?
It was just psilocybin mushrooms, but I actually hadn't done any drugs, like nothing, for 4 months, and yeah, I decided to fall off on those. It probably wasn't the best idea, but I wouldn't go back and change it, because it was a beautiful experience in the end, even though I still consider it a bad trip. But
go ahead, guys. Yeah, just jump in. Don't wait.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I heard him. I don't know if it was Oliver talking, but how they were saying about focus on your breathing and whatnot. But I was listening to, I think it was a lecture by Terrence McKenna, and he said that another way you can kind of not so much get out of a bad trip, but calm yourself down, is to actually sing. It's kind of a weird idea, but I never even thought of that. But I guess it calms you down. I mean, some people, but yeah, or a whole new world, maybe. I don't know.
I'd be like, what?
or salvia, that's something that didn't get brought up tonight.
Yeah, I was saying, I was intending on talking about my salvia experience, and then Blog Talk glitched out, and we turned into a musical radio station for a moment. So it happened.
But how long ago was it that you did that skull?
That was in April, while I was out in California. So.
Oh wow.
This
less than 2 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that was my first time working with salvia, because I mean, salvia was like something that it just really hadn't been like brought in front of me at a point in time where I was like drawn to it. Like I was kind of, my friends had done it, sort of thing, and even just like based on what they said about it, it really didn't sound appealing. You know, like when you hear about other people's salvia trips, or when you like see YouTube videos about salvia trips, it's not common that it's like a positive trip, because like usually just the way it's like approached and worked with is very non-ceremonial, and people don't really have like a context for it going in, so they're just like, it like, you know, puts them in like full retard mode, And they're just like, what's happening? And like,
yeah.
They go into it with this mindset, oh, I'm gonna get so much. It's like, no, you're gonna have nightmares. Good job.
Yeah. Well, what you think is reality crumbles pretty quickly on salvia.
Yeah, really. Hey, I should just say, for the 9 viewers who are watching this on YouTube, you guys should join the Hangout and contribute to the conversation. We can have 10 other people in here, so yeah. We want to hear from you.
Was there a visual aspect to salvia? I mean, I've never done it, so I don't.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of reality sort of like starts to bend and shift, and I mean, depending on like the potency that you take in. Because, I mean, like, there's the extracts of it, right? Like, if you were to do, like, times, like, 80 or something, it would, like, reality would be, like, completely different in front of you. Like, you wouldn't be looking at the world around you. You'd be, like, in, like, an internal dimension.
That's
like
exactly how it was.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, like, what you see in front of you is, like, not what you're experiencing. Like, you go inwards.
So.
And even coming back, you don't even know what you're coming back to. Like, looking at
really
my buddies, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what humans were.
Yeah, I bet, eh? I mean, it wasn't like quite like that for me, but I can totally understand what you're saying. Yeah, it's just like readjusting. It's like, what the frig am I, like, what? Like, is this real? Like, what? Like,
yeah.
David after the dentist. David after salvia.
Oh.
I'll see that video on the internet. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, like salvia, like anything. I mean, for me, if people, it is, if you look up like positive salvia experience Skull Babylon, you'll find my video, because it's not unlisted, but it's just like not on the front of my channel. Yeah, like for me, it was a positive experience, and it was very ceremonial, and it was something that, like, Shane's just popping in and out. Yeah, but yeah, like it was really the ceremony that we had going into it was really cool. And there's Emily. Yo, what's up, Emily? Hello.
Hi, Emily.
Is Michael's working? Cool. All right, Michael's mic working. Sweet. Emily, do you have a mic? I'm not sure if you might have a mic, but we can't hear you. Yeah, it might be muted. There's like the red thing over the mic over the top that might have muted it automatically.
Hear me now?
Yeah, now we can. Cool. Awesome. Welcome to our special club, or whatever the heck we do here. I don't know.
Well,
special club.
It's pretty cool. It is special. We're all super special. Yeah. And we're going to sing another Disney song. I'm going to force you guys. No.
I'm down.
Why?
I mean, no. One for tonight might have been enough. Unless there's like actually demand for it, but
oh man, A Whole New World and Hakuna Matata are like the 2 best songs.
Yeah, true. Or what? Yeah, stuff from The Lion King. Stuff from The Lion King. I sang that growing up. Yeah, I remember. I mean, this is not about psychedelics, but whatever. Maybe it is about psychedelics. Maybe that entire movie, The Lion King, was about psychedelics.
Probably.
Actually, Rafiki, that guy was some. He knew what was up.
Yeah.
Like that wise monkey.
He did.
He knew what was up. But I was just saying, like, growing up, I remember driving to hockey and listening to the Lion King soundtrack and singing that growing up. Like, Simba, when he sings like that song about being like the next prince or whatever.
Be a mighty prince.
No one can ignore something roar. Anyways, but okay, going back to my salvia experience or whatever. Yeah, like my salvia experience was like super interesting because I was working with like the non-extract version of the plant, so it was like in its like original form, just dried leaves. And
does that make it stronger or weaker?
It would make it weaker. It would like weaker in the sense that it would be like softer. So like when it's extracted, it's like kind of like extracted is like compressed. So you can get like times 20, times 40, and like the higher times it is, like the more it hits you. So like when I was working with it, like I didn't know like how soft it was gonna be, but with like the first like bong hit, it was like a decent hit. And reality sort of like started to bend, and like I had my eyes open and stuff, And even when I do like open-eyed visuals to begin with, if I like sit still and I like have my gaze like locked forward, and if I keep my gaze still, like my reality can sort of start to warp like without psychedelics. And like that's like something that I've worked with through meditation. So it was like kind of that plus a little bit further because of the salvia. And it was almost like there was like this like twisting involved. It was kind of weird to explain. I mean, it's almost like ineffable. But then I did that, and like I did like a few more bong hits because I was like, all right, you know, I'm comfortable with where this is. I'd like to go further with it. And then like, yeah, by like the fourth hit, I like closed my eyes, and I was totally like taken back because I was actually able to like see through my third eye. And like my eyelids were closed, but I could like still see my hand in front of me, and I could like still see my friend and like the landscape and stuff. And it was like totally just like amazing. And yeah, really cool. Because like we forget, like, I mean, we think that like these two eyes are like all we need to see this reality, but essentially they're just a couple orifice where like we can like see through, you know, that other eye. Like, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was just like another like affirmation for like how real the third eye actually is, among other things. And then like after that, like I went into like a deep meditative state. And like off the next hit, so I was like my fifth hit at that point, which is kind of, you know, if you're working with extracts, like that's not really a thing that happens with salvia. Like you would just maybe get one or two, but with working with this like version of it, I was able to like work up to it. And then I like laid down and went into like a meditative state, and then that's when I like kind of like went into that other dimensional space that we talked about on the show. I mean, one of many. And while I was there, I like saw other entities. But the particular thing that was really cool is that it was really similar to like a lucid dream, and I was able to like create my landscape, but it was very slow. Like time was very different. It was kind of like moving through like mud or something, but I was like still able to create, like I was like creating like staircases and like moving like solid objects around. But it was a very different space, very dreamlike, but different. So yeah, had like its own unique properties to it. But like the other entities there were like I didn't get a chance to like fully communicate with them, but I could like recognize them. I could like they were like moving around, and they were like kind of like looking back at me, and I was like trying to like telepathically communicate with them, just like, hey, can you guys like show me around and stuff. So, and I was like, it felt like I was there for a while, and I think I was like lying down for like close to like 10 minutes or something. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. Has anybody else had experience with salvia other than Roscoe?
I've heard stories. That's about it.
Yeah, like we were saying, there's a lot of like really not like, I mean, I don't know, not like scary maybe, but yeah, like a lot of people just don't approach salvia with like the respect that I think all of these allies deserve. And then it's sort of like, it kind of like kicks their ass, you know. Just like, oh, you want to find out what I can do to your reality? And just like, you know, does that, and like static vision, you're just like, what the fuck, right? Yeah. But like Roscoe, yeah, go ahead.
So I just kind of like, oh, you know, sit back and, you know, what's this shit gonna do to me? I wasn't really prepped or anything, but yeah, I got taken into like the way you said it, like inside of yourself almost, because I literally felt like a particle in like a wave of particles.
Yeah, I actually go ahead. Like I just want to add on to that idea though.
Yeah, well, I've actually had people also kind of tell me about similar experiences, but it did get kind of scary because it was literally like a wave, like a never-ending wave of particles, and I didn't like know what I was. It wasn't till after when I kind of remembered how it was that I even labeled it that way, but it was as if I had just been born into like a different world, and I had like served my purpose. I kind of like lived out what I needed to do, and then I thought I was going to die after, but it wasn't the feeling of like panic or anything. It was kind of like I've served my purpose. I've done what I was supposed to do, and now it's my end. But then reality started coming back, and it's basically indescribable. You know, you would have had to have had the experience, but yeah, like I say, like I saw my buddy's hand at first, and I did not know what fingers were, and it looked like the weirdest thing to me. I think I took too much, but either way, they had to keep me in the room for like 5 minutes after that. They said, but I don't remember this.
Like were you trying to move or?
Or yeah.
Yeah.
So they like tried to like go down on the floor, and they had to like put me back up on the bed, and
yeah, like you see that in some like videos on the internet of people doing salvia where they're like not fully in that other dimension, so they're like still kind of in their room, and they panic and they like get up and they try to walk around, but like their balance and their orientation is completely messed up, so they're like just pushing over stuff and running into walls and trying to jump through windows and stuff, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
that's where it like gets a little dangerous. So I mean, yeah, you don't want to do salvia on a rooftop if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
right? Like
unless you make sure
like,
there's somebody there with you just in case,
like a foam pit. Yeah, totally. But yeah, like with part of my salvia experience, like once I went into that place, like that other dimension, it was interesting because like my mind sort of went. I went where my attention went, and at one point I like put my attention on my back. I was adjusting my body, and I was like kind of like moving my spine, and then I actually like my perspective, my experience like became like a single molecule like on my spine, and I was like kind of like looking at my spine from like inside my skin, and I could see like my spinal cord like running alongside me as if I was like underneath like a highway or something. Like it was really interesting, like literally taken down to like the perspective of like a single cell kind of thing, which I thought was pretty cool.
Well, maybe that's what happens. You like the observing effect kind of
like I think I've sort of brought up this idea that like every single like atom is kind of like a camera lens for this reality to perceive through, so you can like kind of decide which camera you're like gonna look through kind of thing.
Yeah, and salvia helps with that.
Yeah, and like that totally connects into the idea of like remote viewing and things like that. Like how does our perception exist like outside of the physical body sort of thing. Like I don't think it's that it like necessarily like moves itself, but rather it like jumps from like perspective to perspective like really, really fluidly and fastly. So it's not like you're going here, it's like your perception's moving from here to there 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 until it gets there. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. That's kind of
like a bunch of mini cameras. Like that's what this reality is made up of, and they're all like little like spheres and holograms.
Yeah, and even with like sacred geometry and like the quantum observer effect and everything like that, kind of like matches up with exactly what you're saying. So
yeah, what does that get into? Like, just expand on that.
On what's that? The quantum observer effect?
Yeah.
Where it's like the we're not control. I'm sorry. Where it's like we're not in control of the aspect of the observer type thing, but they know it's there, and they've searched and they can't find it type thing. But it's being experienced like simultaneously by everyone. So, but if they search and it's not there, they they believe it's in the brain somewhere, of course, but they can't find it. So, if it isn't like a part of our physical being, then then technically we should be able to perceive from somewhere else besides just here type thing.
Well, that's like kind of going back to what we were talking about. Like the idea of like you can see through your third eye, but like it's not just that you're seeing through your third eye. Like imagine the idea of like seeing through like your fingertip, or like seeing through like a molecule like on like your shoulder, or like somewhere random or something like that. Like exactly. Kurt Hardesty, who we had on the show a while ago, like he sort of brought that idea to mind. Like really, or just like totally bringing in whatever like sensation is being received by like minuscule parts of the body. So like you're listening like with your entire body, and like when I say listening, I don't just mean sound, I mean like anything that's coming into you, you're like absorbing it. That's like some like next level ultra aware stuff.
There's a book called I forget what it is, I have the book, but the guy talks about how there's people that can hear and see things with different body parts. Like they crumbled up a piece of paper, and it kind of sounds weird, but they crumbled up a piece of paper and put it underneath their armpit, and they're able to read everything that was written down on the paper.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's awesome that that's happened.
I'm gonna go find the book real quick.
Yeah, I'd be curious. Yeah, like that's like kind of getting into the idea of crap, there's a word for it where you like can touch things and you can like get the information from them.
Yeah,
it's like a parapsychology term.
ESP.
Well, I mean, it's within the broader spectrum of ESP. Psychometry, I think. Is it psychometry? I'm gonna double check.
What is it?
Psychometry.
Oh, the name of the book is "Living in the Heart" by Drunvalo Melchizedek. Yeah.
Drunvalo Melchizedek. What?
Melchizedek.
Drunvalo Melchizedek.
My buddy's like got like he doesn't like that guy anymore. I mean, I'm not. I think it's all information. So
yeah, it's kind of weird though. I mean, what he has to say about certain things, but I always try to keep an open mind. So just.
I think it totally is touching upon some like legit stuff. Yeah, psychometry. So psychometry, psychometry, is like the ability to be able to touch something and like receive history about the object. So like psychics would do something like this if they were like looking for a lost child. They would be like, bring me the lost child's like teddy bear or something, and then they would like be able to connect to the energy of the child, and then they could like find the child.
That's kind of like a medium.
That's not. Yeah. Well, that's not like the best example actually. Like another example would be like, say some sort of historical item, something that belonged to someone.
Yeah.
And then you could like take that and know the history of that item. You could be like
a knife or something.
Yeah, like this knife belonged to like some guy from the 18th century, and he did this and that, and something like that. Because like all of these objects absorb energy from their surroundings. So if it's there, then there must be a way to like read it, so to speak. And some people can. All of us can. Yeah, parapsychology is a really interesting thing that I've always been fascinated with. Like parapsychology is just kind of a term used to refer to the study of like ESP, extrasensory perception. It kind of came up in like the 70s and stuff, when like people were like actually doing like a lot of studies on this and everything. Like, and releasing books like how to unlock your psychic potential and stuff. There are a lot of books from like the 70s about that type of stuff, which is cool. Like, go into old bookstores and you'll find really interesting
books or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Hey guys, Amanda's gonna come on.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Get some more female energy in here. Is Shane's in here, but he's not able to talk. Hello, Shane.
He's on the chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat. So we can see what you're saying. Does Michael have a mic?
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you, Michael.
You can? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, feel free to jump in or anything like that.
What's up, Michael?
How you doing? Going back to the conscious observer idea, I actually had DMT experience. I was kind of sitting on a beanbag chair, and when I looked down at the tile on the floor, every tile had its own individual eye, and it was almost like each one was perceiving me differently.
Interesting.
That sounds
Just kind of
awesome.
like a strange twist on mass consciousness, talking about like almost every individual object having its own perception from its own different perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, like one thing that I was kind of reflecting on the other day, I was like, because there's a lot of consciousness to go around, So I mean, the idea that like no consciousness is wasted, even if it's like even if it's existing in the perception of like an ant, or you know, a tree leaf, or some sort of thing that we might refer to as like minuscule and stuff. So I mean, there's like an infinite amount of like entities that could exist within this consciousness, in the same way that there's like an infinite amount of like camera lenses and perspective to look through. And then it sort of got me thinking about the idea of like, well, if that's the case, then why wouldn't things like guardian angels or other entities existing in other dimensions like most definitely be real? I mean, for us, it might seem trivial to like think of committing an entire lifetime towards like existing in these other dimensions. And I mean, it's hard for us to say like what an experience like that would be, but at the same time, like, what would an experience of like being an ant be? You know, like it's there, like it is an option. So even though it might not be the option that would be preferred for us, just because we're so used to like this physical body, it totally is something that can be experienced by like consciousness. So like, yeah, it just kind of really got me interesting to like try and imagine for a second like what reality is like for these entities in these other dimensions. I mean, it's hard for us to think about being here, but it's definitely, you know, we would have to like be them, or like talk to them.
Are you talking about like, what do you mean them?
Like literally other intelligences that exist in other dimensions of reality. Wow. That like it move through reality in different ways. Like when you talk about like experiences with DMT, there's a lot of accounts of people talking about like contacting entities there, and like it's their space, like you actually go into like their space, like that's where they live. And then like it would just be crazy to imagine like the idea of like, you know, you're existing, like say you're another entity, another dimension, and you're walking around and stuff, you're doing your thing,
like a ghost, and then
suddenly something like that, and then suddenly like this human just appears out of nowhere, and you're just like, what the hell is this human doing here, right? Like, how did he get in here? Like, and then he was just like, whoa, guys, what's going on and stuff, and like freaking out and everything. You're like, whoa, man, like calm down. Like, I was just like going to the store to get some like milk and eggs or something like that. but then you get other times where like the entities actually openly like welcome the humans. They're like, all right, good. Like, we've been expecting you. Like, come with us. We have to like show you something. They'll like take you places. Yeah. Like, it's crazy to think that there's actually like some other form of culture that exists within these other dimensions.
Yeah, it almost feels like they're on the same plane.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever read Stephen King's Under the Dome?
No, that's a new one. I want to read that though.
It's a couple years old, but the main part of it is like there is a higher being, and they put this town under a dome, and at the end of the book you find out that it's like this higher power is treating the humans like ants. Like, you know how you fry ants underneath the magnifying glass sometimes? And they're doing that with humans. And that was the first time I ever really thought about that. And I thought that, like, holy crap, this is so possible. So yeah, it's interesting. It's cool.
Yeah, like totally. Like the idea that, you know, even think about like DNA. Like, people say our DNA compared to chimpanzees is only, what, 2% different? Mm-hmm. So we're how more intelligent than chimpanzees. Think about the idea of another intelligence that has like a 5% difference DNA between us and them. Yeah. They would like blow us out of the water, man. Like they would we can't even think of it.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I was just about to say Neil deGrasse Tyson said the same thing.
But, yeah. Like, I wasn't trying to rip his idea, but yes, like that actually is.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, but yeah, like talking about these other entities. I mean, I think you get like the idea of like other dimensional spaces, but then you also get the idea of like higher intelligence that exists within this dimension, but then also have some sort of agreement to like not interact with us, which is like something that I've always been interested in. Like the idea of, you know, like aliens, UFOs, or whatever. Just the idea that like amongst their people or something, like there's some sort of agreement. And you hear about this in a lot of contactee cases. You hear about this, like this idea where like they try to avoid contact with humans. Like they observe them from a distance, but sometimes they'll accidentally run into humans, and they'll say like, oh, you know, like this is against protocol, but this is happening, so we have to and sometimes they do contact people, and yeah, it's just really interesting.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Because I mean, to think that there's like actually like a culture that exists like outside of Earth is just something I'm fascinated by. Because I would love to be able to like learn more about it. And a lot of people have talked about it, man. You get like channeling reports and stuff. Superman, new Superman movie comes out this week.
Oh God, yes.
That's some legit stuff, man. Like,
oh man,
dude, I think there is like some like truth to that movie, what it's talking about. Like more than just well, the idea that like Superman, and especially in this movie, they don't change it, they just sort of re-envision it, but like Superman is from like a race of humanoid beings who exist on this planet who are just like more in tune with their ability to be like conscious creators within this reality. So like, you know, what is the difference between like us and Superman? Like that's kind of the mystery, but Superman is there to like teach us about who we are. Like we can be the Superman sort of thing. And like it's crazy because like one thing that shows up in the film that they sort of introduce is the idea of like these like the other aliens, like I don't even want to call them aliens, like General Zod and stuff. Like they have like these like skin tight suits that are like really kind of almost like chainmail, but they're like reflective and stuff. It's interesting because like those suits that they're wearing, that's like very similar to what has showed up in a lot of case reports of people who have had contact with aliens. They'll like say that the aliens were like, they looked like humans, but they're wearing these like shiny jumpsuits sort of thing. And that's exactly what we see in the new Superman movie, which I think is like totally cool.
Yeah.
So
General Zod's a Kryptonian just like Superman, I think.
Yeah, like the whole Superman mythos I think is super awesome. And like where did that come from, you know? Like where did that story come from? Like it didn't just like randomly appear. That was like consciousness creating that story for itself to educate itself about itself.
I'm pretty sure the guy that created Superman was like shot or something. I can't remember.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's
He's Canadian. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, represent. Yeah.
You guys can't start talking about Superman because you'll have me like going off on a rant. I'm trying not to say anything.
Well, I was gonna say, guys, like, if you guys want to get excited about Superman, by all means.
Then I'll get into like Batman and the Justice League and.
Oh, yeah. Batman could just kill Superman, but okay.
What?
Batman could kill Superman.
No, I know. Even with Alfred making him like a friggin' robot suit.
entirely made out of kryptonite.
Kryptonite lasers. Freaking Iron Man could take down his ass.
Whoa, guys. Let's not just get into a debate about who can beat
Nerd
who's
fighters, let's go.
Yeah, I'm just stopping right now.
Wait, okay. A lot of people say like who would win, like Superman or Goku.
It depends. What?
But it actually is
2 or like 23.
Statistically, it is Superman. Like Superman is just like way too freaking strong, man.
What about the Hulk and Superman?
Superman, man.
I don't think
Superman is
Hulk
just...
can't die though. Hulk is
but Superman could like throw him into the sun and keep him there.
Superman is the superhero.
Immobilized.
At one
His name
point,
is
yeah,
Superman.
but dude, Hulk would Hulk smash.
No. At one point, Superman does go into a sun, and he basically like gets deep meditative state or something, and starts creating shit. So, like, I don't know, he starts creating like these planets and shit. Like, let me look it up. Superman. If anything, he's the most like asshole comic book person because he's invincible.
Wait, who?
Superman.
Yeah, he is the like cheapest superhero, but he's the
There's Tumble.
Yeah, he goes inside of a sun and he's just like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, Thor's good.
Thor's a badass. Yeah. See, I'm a Marvel fanboy, so.
I'm a DC.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like the Green Lantern.
Yeah, Green Lantern, man. Green Lantern's a sweet hero because that's like
Power of imagination.
yeah, letting go of fear, power. Yeah, thoughts create, and it's like all heart chakra oriented.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck was that? Yeah. My throat did a thing. I was confused. Yeah. I'm a fan of the movie, though. Like, whenever I go see Superman, I'm gonna get in a suit, and then I'm gonna unbutton it, and I'm gonna have a Superman shirt. It's gonna be great.
Cool beans.
I have problems. I mean, I obviously have problems.
I'm just glad that Christopher Nolan
Who's
has
just
a role
singing?
in this.
I heard that. Was that Ross? He's listening to the soundtrack by himself. We can do like a barbershop quartet of that song.
I'm down.
Bum 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 bum, Mr. Sandman.
Yes.
Send me a dream.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum.
Dude, I want to know what music sounds like in like higher dimensions.
There's more sounds than just.
That's what I was thinking, right? Like a guitar with like hyper chords.
It's kind of interesting you bring that up, Skull, man, because the most beautiful song I've ever heard was actually in one of my dreams.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Did
I've
you
had that
record it?
too.
Yeah.
Do you guys
What?
ever do that?
I thought I was listening to the new Tool album in my dream, and it was literally nothing I've ever heard before. So it was just great. I don't know.
Shane's on twice. So.
Shane's cloning himself. It begins. He wants to be in here so bad. He's just like, guys, I can sing. And I'm trying.
It begins.
Anyways, do you guys still want to talk about psychedelics? Like, any questions, maybe? If you were stranded on an island with one psychedelic, what would it be?
BMT.
That's a good question.
Something that I can plant and grow anyway.
I would probably say cannabis.
Me too, actually.
I mean, if you're like there for a while, because like you wouldn't be able to do mushrooms every day.
No.
Like you literally can't do mushrooms every day.
Well, it wouldn't
like,
motivate you
the
to survive
body-
on a desert island doing mushrooms every day, I don't think.
Yeah, imagine
No,
if
no,
the only thing you had to eat was psychedelic mushrooms.
Oh my god.
It's like you have to eat them to survive. It's like, but I'm really hungry. But I'm tripping balls.
You don't
Starve
even,
to death or trip out, yeah.
you don't even know if you're actually eating mushrooms anymore. You just like
Yeah, well,
and
I think eventually, I think eventually you wouldn't trip out like in the same way, because that's what I was gonna say. Like with mushrooms, when you do mushrooms, it like brings down like this floodgate. But as soon as you do them, the floodgate starts going back up, and then it like really builds itself up stronger. So that's why like if you do mushrooms and then like do mushrooms like 2 days later, you would have to do like twice as many mushrooms to get the same effect that you had like 2 days prior.
But if you just keep building on it, eating it all the time.
What is going on?
Roscoe, what are you doing? Are you like?
want to go?
What is Roscoe doing?
I don't
Just
know.
muted everyone.
I don't know, just going around.
Going on a
Whoa.
rampage.
Wait a minute.
You okay, Roscoe?
Yeah. Okay, so if I mute your microphone,
It mutes
It doesn't
us.
just
Like it doesn't mute your sound.
Yeah.
I know it's really. Oh, and now Roscoe is getting muted by Emily.
I'm sorry,
like-
guys. That was
It's
my
like
bad.
battle
I'm
royale
not
over
going to
here.
do that to everybody.
Yeah, you just went through just like.
In
Forgive me.
conclusion,
Highway to the danger zone. Oh, we can just be.
All right, guys.
all right, guys, it's time to grow up.
Highway to Nikolai, what's you doing?
Hey, Nikolai's here.
Oh, what up?
Yo, what's up, man? Cool.
Oh, nothing much, man. Great podcast.
Yeah, especially those last 5 minutes. I know.
Yeah, dude, you
How's
like
the trip,
went
man?
somewhere.
Dude, I was teaching you guys a lesson about like letting go of the ego.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like completely bugged.
Anyways, all right, guys, I gotta take care of a couple things, but yeah, like going back to that question, if you could be on an island with one psychedelic, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I know, right? Isn't that a crazy question? Other than cannabis, because I think cannabis is like too easy of an answer, because you could like grow it and do it every day.
Is it technically a psychedelic?
I think we talked about it in the episode. Like it is like I would say it's a psychedelic. I mean, yeah, like
you will like definitely go somewhere, but if you
probably the easiest one would be Lucy, but like acid probably would be the easiest one because it's so like tiny. You know, it's like you can.
You wouldn't be able to eat it every day though.
It depends what kind of island you're on. Maybe if you're like on like Baby Panda Island, that'd be fun.
Baby Panda.
Or Shutter Island.
Opposed to like
ecstasy.
Jurassic Park Island.
Shutter Island.
Fucking lizards and T-Rexes chasing me, man.
Shutter Island.
Shut up.
Yeah. Oh no.
Leonardo DiCaprio's chasing me, man.
Yeah. Dude, I've always had this idea of like, imagine if there's like a new drug that sort of emerged or something. Like there's this movie, Judge Dredd, the new one that came out, and there's like a new drug in that, slow-mo. That would be... Like I feel like that it should almost be real. Like I would think
What's
that there
the drug
could
in
be.
that one?
Oh yeah.
It's called slow-mo. So you literally like it's like it's a liquid, and you do it like through like a puffer, kind of like an inhaler, and it like ingests through a smoke, and then it like slows down your reality. So your reality is like super slow for
so
like
it's like
10 seconds.
Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yeah, it's like bullet time.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, in the future, like I would imagine we wouldn't use psychedelic drugs anymore. It'd probably be some like pill you take, and it would be like electric. You know, it like attached to your like neuron or whatever, and like you'd like they're gonna like come up with that
nano psychedelic. Yeah, like I've had some crazy ideas about like some crazy stuff that could happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally, man.
Because I mean, you know, like some people would argue that like, oh, like is LSD natural? Because I mean, it doesn't grow out of the ground. But like, if we as humans created it, like, is that not nature in itself?
Well, if you're changing the chemical code in it, you're kind of like messing.
Yeah,
it's synthetic.
So what is plastic?
It's not.
But like, were we destined to create it? Is kind of my point, right?
Well, if it's detrimental to health, then I mean, it's like heroin. I mean,
you know, like morning glory flower. The like, it's kind of like purple.
It's a seed too.
Yeah, it's really related to LSD actually.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I'll be right back, guys.
For sure. I guess if you come back to the question, like, are we synthetic then? Like, are humans synthetic?
We don't seem natural.
Yeah. If you think about, like, a robot, you know, and a human, you know.
A cyborg?
I don't know. No, not of the cyborg. I mean,
well, in a way, a robot can be natural.
It's like we're probably like really advanced technology ourselves, so
we are.
Well, Joe Rogan had a talk podcast where it was something that had to do with like a supercomputer running the whole shebang. And then...
Oh, yeah, that's not only Joe Rogan. That's like
well, I mean, that's the first time I heard it was on there.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And we're finally just, like, starting to catch up to it. And then we'll... I don't know.
Hi, Amanda.
We'll create it, but it'll just keep on
Yeah. Dude, probably. It's something very possible.
What's up, homie?
How's it going?
Good.
Peyote.
Has anybody had like the bug trip?
The what?
Where, like, you see like little individual bugs like crawling all over the place.
Yes, yes. What the hell is that?
I don't know. When I like look at my legs, like when I'm on mushrooms, I see it all the time, and it's like a swarm of them. But you can watch like one little individual one, like weaving around doing its own thing, and then you can like watch this little individual one, and it's weird. It's like
how much do you did you take?
That was 4, but it was the span of like I took 2, and then I took 2 more, like maybe 4 hours later. I took the 2 more.
Yeah, you probably get the tolerance up, so.
Yeah.
Because psilocybin like has a really big tolerance, like especially, psychedelics. I think if they have like tolerance, if you try to take more, like you have to wait at least like a week. Not with but yeah, if you just eat 5 grams at the same time, it'll hit you really strong. But
You say, what do the bugs look like?
Yeah.
They actually look whatever material my pants is. Like, so I look at my leg when see it. Whatever material my pants is, it looks like it's just kind of like formed out of the material of my pants. Like, I don't know. They don't look like ants or anything.
Like
they just kind of look like little dots, but they have like the.
So they're like 4-dimensional bugs.
Yeah, I guess. That's actually a good way of describing it.
Yeah.
Or are they bugs? Like, do they have legs, or do they just look like dots?
Well, I think the way that they act reminds me of bugs. So
Well,
I kind of like, and they look like a little swarm of bugs.
What if they're just like little like Taurus fields or like energy things?
Are we talking about globulins?
No, we're talking about hallucinations.
Are we talking about seeing stuff not on drugs though?
Talking about bugs whenever you taste mushrooms.
I thought you were talking about stuff not on drugs.
Well, that's what.
Or not on drugs.
That's what me too. That's what I was about to say. It sounded like you talk about the things that I see all the time.
Yeah, because I see.
Yeah, like when you guys, I mean, I've talked about this plenty of times, but when you guys look up at the sky on a clear blue day, like, do you see like all those like things going around and like?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Because like I don't think that's always been there in my perception. I think it's something that like.
If you can like look up in the sky and see those things, then like I find that I'm very like receptive to picking up on like auras and stuff like that. If I'm able to see those things.
Yeah. Because I noticed
we're all
that
schizophrenic.
No, we are. I think that could be.
Yeah.
According to Terrence McKenna, right? But yeah, like
if it would be schizophrenic, I don't think Brandon would be able to like make a podcast.
Dude, are you kidding? That would be like the best podcast ever. I'd be like,
I know,
co-hosting with like multiple personalities and stuff.
Yeah.
And now over to Brendan with the weather. Thanks, Brendan.
Yeah.
But yeah, Roscoe, what you were talking about with like those things that you see in the air, like I agree. Like sometimes I can't always see them as clear, so that's like kind of like a test mechanism that I use. If I like look up at the sky, I'm like, all right, can I see them super clearly? Like if I can, then I'm like kind of in that zone. And sometimes I might have to do with like diet and stuff sometimes. But if I like can't, then it's just like it'll take me like a moment to see them or something. So
wait, is it like little O's you see, like just like
they look like bugs, like friggin' everywhere and like going around.
Yeah, but you can see that. You can see that even without looking at the sky.
That's what I mean. It's just more visible in the sky.
If you just like, if you're just looking off.
Oh, like a white wall. Or...
Yeah. I mean, since like I was a kid, I remember I always have those like kind of like, I don't know if they're like visuals, but they're like little patterns where I just like focus. I don't know. It's probably my retina playing with me, but I guess it's like I'd look and it would be like a little dot, just like, and when I'd like turn my eye, it would still be there. I don't know, maybe it's some like little dust or something.
Oh yeah, that's your eye. It's so
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like something getting caught in the.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, yes.
What about when you get like those, like you see like the stars and moons when you look, and I don't know, like twinkly lights. Do you ever get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it look like they
I get-
move real quick sometimes? Like.
Yeah, like
They look like
all
lightning bolts
over.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I get
have
those
that.
when I do like backflips or spin around really fast.
Yeah.
Like stars, like
Okay,
exactly
yeah.
right. Like the stars
Yeah.
we see for like comic characters, like
Yeah.
yeah. But there's been I agree, like sometimes there's been times where that's happened and like it's like left a trace that like stuck there, that stayed there for like a good longer time
I
than it
get
normally
that for a
does.
couple
Yeah.
minutes.
So
like,
I could see like a branch and it was like stuck in my vision. I was like, whoa. And it was like a lightning bolt in my eye. It was cool.
Might have cataracts. Might want to check that out.
Need some cannabis for my cataracts.
I have glaucoma.
Medicinal.
Is it in London? Is medical marijuana legal or?
I believe there is such thing as medical marijuana here, but like, yeah, you have to have a license and everything. So.
Oh, okay.
They're not easy to obtain up here. I've heard in the States they're like,
Yeah.
it's like almost a joke to get it.
That's what I.
You just say, "Oh, I can't sleep at night." Well, there you go.
Pretty much.
Or you can just
Yeah.
walk in there and just be like, "My
Back
stomach
pain.
hurts."
Especially where I live, it's so easy to get it here. I mean, it's like, so like I have cluster headaches. Can I have like a sativa prescription? And yeah, they'll just give it to you.
I've got an ingrown toenail. Yep.
Supposedly pain doesn't work anymore to get one.
Supposedly what?
Pain doesn't work anymore to get one. Like you stumble into a doctor's office, oh I stubbed my toe, give me a card.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why sleep at night's probably the best. Or oh man, I can't eat. I just never feel hungry.
Yeah, there's like different, because there's like some where it like where they can just like, you can pay $40 for it, and I guess that is considered under the legal code, but there's like somewhere like you actually, if you're like going through like chemotherapy, let's say, like it goes into your medical record at that point if you have like cancer or anything. But
Yeah, some are like quick stops where you simply like pay however much, get your card, and it's that simple. Some of them are kind of like cool like that. I mean, if you go in the legal system, it's way too easy to get it
yeah,
everywhere.
that's true.
But other than that,
Yeah. Hey, Brendan, are you gonna have the next guy on the next podcast?
Mickey?
Yeah.
I'll have to hear back from him. Like we did talk some sort of like special short interview, maybe on like Monday or Tuesday this week.
Dude,
So-
you know who you should get? You should get have you heard of the guy Simon G. Powell?
Maybe. What's he do?
Really familiar.
He wrote a book called The Psilocybin Solutions, and
Oh.
he has a documentary on YouTube where he like talks about his book and stuff like that. You should totally get him. I think he's on like Facebook.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Send me another link for that as a reminder. And I'll check it out.
Yeah, totally.
Thanks.
I'll actually like I'll definitely message him.
Skull, what's that cartoon picture right behind you?
oh, that show.
What do I got? Gandhi right there.
Oh,
Him?
I didn't know that's supposed to be Gandhi.
It's like, hold on, the light's kind of on it. There he
Oh
is.
yeah.
Hey.
I never knew what that
Clone
was.
High. It's hilarious.
Can you sing that theme song? They got like the best theme song for that.
Yeah, they got like a real band to make their theme song. Yeah. The other thing behind me, I don't know if you can see it. This thing, it's a picture of a Gundam fighting an Evangelion.
Okay, that's.
Oh, nice.
There's like only one picture of it that ever existed, and it's like out of some weird. I think it was like an anime magazine or something. That was like 10 years ago. but technically it's not to scale. Like in the picture, they're the same size. In real life, like Gundam's this big, like Evangelion's like this big.
Are they really?
Wait, who's this guy?
Evangelions
With
are
the
like
beard?
taller than buildings, man.
Who's
So
this
what?
guy with the beard that's like thumbing up?
Gandhi from Clone High.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I was listening. Oh,
To be very specific, yeah.
I was like, who's that guy who's like glasses? It's like, I don't know. I thought it was your friend or something.
My friend drew that picture though.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I just like kept it. So yeah, there's like the episode in Clone High when they smoke raisins. And it's like hilarious. And Gandhi gets like super high, and Gandhi like travels to another dimension. That's right, and he meets
The Olsen twins.
the Olsen twins. Yeah, a honky coin, half hummingbird, half donkey, half unicorn.
All right.
You'd have to do that.
that's hilarious. Oh,
Yeah. So, Chris, you want to put on your Superman costume for us? I mean, your Iron Man costume? I mean, you probably got a Superman costume too, right?
It doesn't even fit. Like, this is bullshit.
Alright, now keep that on for the rest of the hangout.
You need to put those foam studs inside there.
hey, put that on and add the Google effect thing. It'd be even funnier.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Shane Bear added Google.
Uh-oh. Shane's getting serious here. I thought he left. He said like, Shane, it's like 6 a.m. Go to bed.
Wait, can I make hipster Iron Man right now? Can I make? No, I can't make hipster Iron Man. Which one is it?
Man, that song that we were singing before, that had some like super esoteric stuff in it.
720.
Like the Aladdin song. Like seriously, like the stuff he was talking about. Like even just like the one line, it's like, "Tell me, princess, when was the last time you let your heart decide?" You know, talking about like heart intelligence and stuff.
I can open your eyes.
Yeah, and, like whole new world, crystal clear.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's working.
Yeah, but you know that's a Disney movie, and Walt Disney is like totally Illuminati.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
We're probably
but-
talking about New World Order.
Yeah, but Illuminati doesn't mean like bad guy stuff all the time.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, like-
ancient knowledge is good, but
Yeah, exactly,
It's
right?
perception. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
I bet
Keepers
you.
of light.
I bet you
But they're
like.
using it for like mind control for children in Disney movies. Like how messed up is that?
Yeah, that video I showed Chris, it's got the
Yeah,
or Roscoe was looking at it too.
But
What's so
we can make
funny?
it a beautiful
Trip.
You have like
well, like even just, like, we were talking about. I was talking about this earlier with my buddies. Like even just like Fantasia and stuff. So
No,
yeah.
for sure.
Like I think that would be like a super interesting job to be like, all right, how can we like teach kids about these esoteric themes without like it being super obvious, right? And getting really
Yeah.
creative with it.
See, I always thought I would look so much better with a beard, and I would like just.
Oh shit, you guys got your hangout. Okay. I like wasn't looking at it. I'm just like, my beard grew in. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, I'm rivaling Michael now.
Yeah, Michael, put a fake mustache on your mustache, please. Can you do that for us?
Now I look like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Shane, yeah.
Is that what Daniel Day-Lewis sounds like?
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's,
That's not what he sounds like.
You won't get me coppers.
yeah, sure. I wonder if
Holy
that's
shit, dude.
actually like what they talked like back then.
Oh wait, let me get this mustache. You'll never get me, coppers, yeah. Oh, wait, actually, I really don't want cop.
We're gonna rob a bank, I say.
Dude, you look like Walter Jr. from like the first, not the Walter Jr., the guy from Breaking Bad and from the first season. like that.
What?
Walter White.
Walter White.
Walter White.
I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
Walter White.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, in the
I
first
am
season.
danger.
Now you just got to get in your underwear and. No.
Wait. Okay. Growth. Decay. Then transformation.
The evolution. Yeah. This is what happens every time someone finds out about these effects. It's just like shit hits the fan.
It's like
man, Skull, do you remember when that 14-year-old kid was on here?
Matt.
He would just keep on using the props.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, where is Matt? I was about to say, where is he?
I was like,
normally he would be like in here.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
sure
He
he's
hasn't
around.
been
He'll
on
be
for the
back.
past 2.
He'll be back.
This is ironic. Oh man.
Guys, this is serious. Gotta be serious here.
yeah.
Serial guys.
So what were we talking about?
That was not me.
What were we talking about?
Expand your mind.
222.
Yeah. You guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Well, we were talking about like how like Disney is run by the Illuminati, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
Because we don't even know what the Illuminati is nowadays.
So bad, but Disney, whenever Walt Disney was alive, was great. Like,
Yeah.
I would know. My girlfriend's like a Disney history freak. But
I went to like
Connoisseur.
every single Disney park in the world. So I feel proud of that.
In the world?
Yeah, like every single one.
have you good,
Is there one in Russia?
No, there's no no Disney. That's too ghetto. That's too ghetto for
Dude, that'd be
No.
sick. It's like Disney Park and like Chernobyl, like mutated mascots and stuff.
It's like
Yeah.
zombie.
Yeah, that'll be just like
That's a
just
sick
like
video game.
just
Zombie.
like a mermaid, just like a zombie mermaid with like 2 heads.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No, I've been one to. There's one in Paris. There's one in.
Hong
There's
Kong.
actually
Japan.
2. Yeah,
It's Hong
no,
Kong.
they're being
that'd be
they're
a trip.
Hong Kong is intense, bro.
bringing one.
Have you been there?
No, but
I've seen pictures on the internet.
yeah, I watch videos. No, like you don't
Are you just mean Hong Kong in general?
knowledge down your throat. It's really like, yeah.
Hong Kong would be crazy, man. There is a paradigm shift Japan. I mean, I know it's not in China, but
What?
Close-ish.
close-ish. Based on our limited perception of it. Yeah. Oh yeah, the way next to each
Oh
other.
my gosh! Did you guys see the picture that Shane put in the chat?
No.
No.
Oh, just click on it.
Oh, right now.
Perfect. I'm on it.
Have you found?
Redirecting.
Oh, he's.
Have you found Jesus? Oh.
It's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
It's funny.
That and like a little religious humor.
Yeah, I wonder what Jesus's experiences were with psychedelics. If he like did like peyote while he was
Oh
in
yeah,
the
with
desert.
Buddha.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
Yeah, he probably just. I don't know, man. They probably didn't know how to weight stuff back then, so I'm guessing it was a lot.
'Cause I want to do PG. I live in the area where it grows, so I just wanted to get it. And it looks so cute. It looks like a caterpillar that just rolled up. I don't know.
Peyote.
Look, have you seen pictures of it? It's
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get around to doing San Pedro. Point.
San Pedro, yeah. San Pedro, I've never done it.
Cacti.
Do you think it'd be sinful just to like extract the mescaline from the San Pedro? That would be like sinful, huh?
Depends on what your definition of sin is.
They're like little tiny caterpillars.
No, sinful means like. I mean, would you like? Would you like extract it, or would you do it like traditionally from like the cactus, and you would like cook it, and you would grind a thing, and you would like, eat it like that, or would you just like completely just do like chemical acid based extraction to it? Like just extract, you have pure mescaline. Which one would you like take if you had the choice?
I don't know.
Me,
What?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, I would need more education.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Good answer. But
just looking out for my well-being, and that is a good answer. It's like saying, would you rather take the red pill or the blue pill? But you don't know what they do.
Which one does which again? Yeah. Like,
can I take them both and see what happens?
Yeah, it's just like Flintstone vitamins. You just like take a handful, and it's just like fuck you up, bro.
You don't taste so good. Why am I shaking?
no, just take the red pill and shove the blue one up your ass.
What? You sound like you
It's just a placebo
just coming from
effect.
experience.
The Matrix was
Exactly.
What do they do there in Russia, man?
That's how we. No, I'm just joking.
In Russia.
In Soviet Russia, pill takes you.
That's feel the force.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like that GIF of Roscoe. I sent you that GIF of like Yoda like butt humping Luke, and it was like feel the force. And it was like actual like images from the film, and it was like a screenshot of like Luke like. I think it was from the scene where he like cut his hand off, so he was like, and then there's like Yoda behind him, and Yoda's like, and, like it's just like an animated GIF of like, you know what it looks like. You don't have to. I'll see if I can find it. 1 second.
Please post that in chat.
This is where Paradox.
Yeah,
Feel the
you
force.
gotta post that shit.
So this is what happens. Next, we're just talking about Yoda butt humping Luke. One thing that I actually did want to bring up in the episode that I didn't get to mention was even the idea of like the term like Skywalker, and like how in like ancient shamanic tribes. Did you find the link? Did you find the picture? Yeah. Did you run a search on like Yoda butt humping Luke or something? Like
No.
how'd you fucking did so
Yeah,
fast?
I did find it like that.
Hey, you should probably send it.
Okay, yeah, post it.
You have to look it up yourself.
Yoda butt humping Luke. There it is. Oh, it's funny when I watch it again. Oh, okay. I'll post it. It's in the.
I found a website.
There's like a whole website dedicated to it.
Yeah, it's called the
people not in the live chat. Run a search on Yoda butt humping Luke and go to images.
It's hilarious.
Oh, fanfiction. We're getting into fanfiction now. All right.
Feel the force.
Yoda looks scary, man. Holy.
Dude, he's like teabagging him and humping him at the same time. So that's like.
You see the lightsaber like kind of bouncing back and forth.
I know. It's like he's. Luke is like.
Oh god.
Luke is suffering. He dropped the soap or something, I think.
He dropped this. He dropped
You snuck up on him.
Shifting our paradigms, I love it.
I know. That's hilarious.
Fuck you, I must.
Hey, there's a funny word I came up with on Urban Dictionary. It's like a slang term for jail, and you know what the name is? for the slang term, it's called booty house.
What?
I laughed so hard.
I thought that was just the name of my house.
No, it's booty house. It's like a slang term for jail. But yeah, we're just talking up. We're having like the most insightful and deep conversation ever.
There's like some 14-year-old kid who's like learning a lot from us talking right now. So.
Oh man.
He's like, I didn't know Luke was into that. Well, obviously he's not. If you look at his face, like it doesn't look like he's having too much fun. Feel the force up your bum.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, what I was saying, like the term Skywalker is kind of like from ancient traditions of like going beyond the cultural norms of like society and like bringing something back, like higher teachings and stuff. So I thought that was really interesting that like Luke Skywalker is kind of like, he does that, and like shamanic practices are about that.
Yeah. Have you ever wondered who was Anakin's dad?
Darth Vader.
Spoiler.
Oh wait, Anakin
is Darth Vader.
No, that's
Wait,
Luke.
yeah, wait, what?
That's Luke. No,
That's Luke's son.
Who is Darth Vader's father? What?
yeah, that's my question. Anakin.
Technically, Darth Vader's father is Sidious because Anakin and Darth Vader are two different people. But,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, but do we know who Anakin's father is? Like, was he just like some like smuggler who just
wait,
like?
I think they show him in the second or third one.
No way.
No, the second one because he goes to find his mom or something because he was taken by Tusken Raiders.
Yeah, that's his uncle.
Oh, that was his uncle? Okay.
Yeah, that was his
Uncle Ben or some other uncle? Uncle Owen?
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Owen. Uncle Owen. Yeah, not Uncle.
We're on
Uncle
Anakin.
Ben like wasn't. Yeah.
That was Spider-Man. Meaning of Spider-Man, look at the thing I just posted in the chat log.
Oh no,
Oh,
is this some
oh,
kind of
God.
like
Don't tell me it's-
Spider-Man or whatever?
It's like Spider-Man getting like butt humped by Doc
No,
Ock.
no, it's not. It's not.
By
It's not.
Venom.
Yo, I like that. Respect, respect. Therefore, Canadians.
No, it's a meme. It's Uncle Ben Trice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I was looking at what Chris posted.
Yeah.
That was
You
funny.
know that
Chris.
song from
Uncle
song
Ben.
from South
You know what my
Park?
favorite band artist? No, what? Uncle Ben's. Oh, and he made him cry. Oh,
Which song, Nikolai?
oh, that's why I was
it's,
getting
it's,
confused.
it's like Blaine, Canada.
South
Blaine,
Park.
Oh, yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, we'll sing that on another episode.
I only think
From now on, every
For the meditation.
every Paradigm Shift episode is just gonna end with like a musical sing along.
Canada, they're not even a real country anyway.
Yeah.
America's hat.
Man, South Park is fucking hilarious. I'm surprised. It's
Canadian.
like how they make like
Maybe it's the head.
it's like
Yeah. Canadians
hi.
with the big flapping heads.
Do you have Terrence and Philip?
who's
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Nice
I'm not
guy.
your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy, friend.
I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy.
We need more money. More that internet money. More money. You got a coupon to Benedict's.
Gum.
Gum. Plenty of gum for everyone. There's like multiple people died. So.
They act like they won't. We are so like that.
Oh yeah, dude. I'd love to get a coupon to Benedict's right now.
Same. I'm willing to protest for it.
I don't even know what Benedict's is, but I'll be humbled
Yeah,
if I get one anyways.
There's actually Bennigan's, and it's only a one
Bennigan's.
restaurant that's in Colorado, so that's the joke.
Oh boy. That's funny.
And all Canadians got a coupon for it.
Wait, Roscoe, are you Canadian?
I am.
Rusco.
Oh, for sure.
Rusco, I like
Me and
that.
Amanda live like 20 minutes from each other, actually.
Roscoe.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you guys already know each other
We
then?
grew up in the same town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't realize that, Amanda. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. He lives like 2 doors down from my mom's house where I grew up.
Right on. Good old Dresden, Germany.
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Do any of you guys like have like a, because like Canada has a second language, it's like French, so you don't speak French, like they
Est-ce
don't
que je peux
teach
ta main au crayon?
Very little.
crayon?
Are you a crayon? What?
Can I sharpen my pencil? That's like the only French I know because I used to have to sharpen my pencil in school.
Yeah. Didn't we all? That's deep, man. Steve, gotta sharpen that pencil. I hear what you're saying, Rusco.
Yeah,
I hear you, man. Like,
Thanks,
can't take
buddy.
notes if you don't got a sharpened pencil, man.
Exactly. This guy gets it.
Wait, shit. I just read that.
Canadians.
No, I thought like every single Canadian spoke French, but
Hell's nah. Dude, like 70% of Canadians hate French people.
oh.
100% of French Canadians hate English people, so.
Yeah, exactly. They started it, so. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm like just like fueling the fire here.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. Don't worry, I lived in France for 2 years.
Plagueis, the first.
Those jokers.
Who is Plagueis? No, he's not. I remember him. He was in the movies, wasn't he?
Who?
Plagueis, Darth Plagueis, or whatever.
Who is Darth Plagueis?
Talking about Star Wars now. I don't know.
Wait, like I have no idea. Unless you can send me a picture. Dude, did you know that E.T. was in Star Wars?
What?
Like, there's like a little Easter egg where like E.T. is like his people are shown in the council in like one of the new episodes when there's like a whole bunch of different races. Like you see like a little pod that has like E.T.s in them.
Like Clone Wars or
Clone Wars or Return of the Sith or something. Yeah. And then in the E.T. movie, there's actually a scene where there's like a kid dressed up as Yoda, and E.T. like points at him.
Halloween.
Yeah, there is.
It's Halloween. Yeah.
Well, I know there's a Yoda race, so those like little elves.
Yeah, they do kind of look like little like gnome elves sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like the females are funny looking, man. 'Cause they're like Kermit the Frogs.
Yeah.
The whole race of Kermit. Female. What's a Yoda species even called?
Yoders?
What the? Oh, okay. Guess what the female version of Yoda is called? Yaddle.
Yaddle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Straddle that yaddle.
She looks so weird. It's like the weirdest thing. Like, oh, you guys
Version
look at
of Yoda. Whatever. Look that shit up.
All right, somebody should run a search on some Rule 34 on Yaddle.
No, let's not.
Let's get a volunteer to run a Rule 34 on Yaddle, guys.
No.
Putting that at the top of the priority for this paradigm shift meeting. Fortunately, not too many people know what I'm talking about right now.
Is this gonna like be whenever the admins get together? It's gonna be like, hey.
So, guys, got some priority Rule 34s.
No, I'm writing some fanfiction Star Wars.
So dude, I'm trying to make a new GIF of Yoda butt raping Uncle Ben.
Yeah, the Yaddle girl looks really
good for her age. I agree.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon is Obi walking like
500 years old, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's impressive.
I got a great video of Batman up.
Are we still talking about like paradigm shift stuff? I forget. Oh wow. I hope that's Batman.
It is.
Because that's like all I know. Like, is there like an original origin to that? Like that noise?
Oh yeah, it's a song.
Yeah.
It's called like Trick-a-ron, Trick-a-ron, Trick-a-ron.
That's what it's called.
It's called like the Trick-a-ron.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
That next episode? Is that what you're saying?
This week on Paradigm Shift Radio.
What did they mean?
Hey, seriously, what would happen if you guys woke up one day and you were like in that like kind of like DMT realm? Would,
Oh,
like,
dude.
you woke up like everyone would.
Yo, man, like I was talking to a guy, and I won't get into like too much personal detail, but like hopefully we'll get a chance to like talk to him as a community soon. But like yeah, like he was calling me to talk to me about some like crazy experiences where like his like vision is like open up to some like crazy psychedelic stuff like 24/7 now. I can't tell you his name or anything like that, but yeah, like hopefully he'll get a chance to talk about his own story. But he was like talking to me on the phone, and he was like yeah, like right now, man, like everything's just like super like crazy and psychedelic and stuff, and he like hadn't taken anything, but it's like been like that for him for like a while apparently.
Wow.
And like he like says like sometimes it's like too overwhelming, and then sometimes it's like incredibly blissful and like super amazing. He's like constantly. So yeah, like kind of like what you were saying, like Nikolai, like imagine like having to live that life and trying to like function.
Yeah. Not even like that. Like imagine you woke up one day, like, well, you said like you've done like DMT, so
I ain't done shit.
No, but
DMS agent. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, imagine you were like you woke up and you were like in that flesh, like you can't even like move. You're just like on the ground and like religious ecstasy, just like
yeah.
And you just like woke up one day like that. How crazy would that be?
Man, I had like the idea of like I think there should be a national holiday where it's like everybody does Mushrooms Day. Like that would just be awesome.
Well, there's Bicycle Day, but they should. Have you heard of Bicycle Day?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like doing a psychedelic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, that would just be like, or like everybody smokes DMT Day or something, or like some government enforces a law that like forces people to smoke DMT for the right reason or something. And then it's like all right, now that everybody's on the same page, now let's fix our shit. You know?
Yeah. That'd probably not be soon, but
Skull Babylon for president 2015. Come on, guys, we'll make it happen.
I'm down.
Okay. You guys can hang out in the office with me. That's cool.
Oh yeah,
sweet.
Yeah.
What in the world is going on?
I'll be defense because I'm Iron Man.
No, the Pink and Bonk and.
Oh, nice mask, man. You look like you have like a bulletproof vest a little bit, but.
It feels weird. I think it's too big. I think I have to redo everything, except for the chest. The chest is fine, but the back is like, look at this. It's like a turtle. Turtle.
You must do battle, Chris.
What? Oh, I see.
Hey, have you guys seen the Iron Man baby video?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did you guys like my buddy was telling me today, apparently in the new Iron Man, like the villain gets his abilities by like unlocking DNA through a portal in his.
It's not through a portal. Your mic cut out. Okay,
No, I cut it out. I didn't want to hear that, man. Sorry.
Okay,
Seriously, guys, I'm probably gonna take off.
You don't want us talking about spoilers about Iron Man 3? Dude, it's like a shitty movie anyways.
The second one was. The first one was amazing.
Dude, the third one's like the worst movie.
I heard it's like really, really good though.
Star Trek was really good.
Star Trek beat Iron Man for this year.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, dude, no, it raped it.
Yes.
Coming from the fanboy, no. And I look like Tony Stark. Don't get you.
Do you try to look like Tony Stark? Is that?
No.
Like Man of Steel.
It just happened.
Man of Steel is gonna rape Iron Man.
Hell
completely.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Do you have a GIF of this?
I was gonna say like.
There's no GIF. I don't believe it.
I don't know. I miss like the old like the first like movies ever made, like the first Batman
Christopher
ever made,
Reeves. Oh, Adam West.
where it's like the
The black and white.
Yeah, not the black and white, where Robin is like all goofy and stuff.
Yeah.
Zippity doo dah day, Batman.
Holy hamburgers, Batman.
Yeah, stupid. Anyways.
Okay, but to the Mandarin, the original Mandarin got like
Spoilers.
powers. This isn't spoilers. It's from the comic.
No, go. You just go ahead. I just.
The original
Take
one
off
he gets
for a
his.
second.
He doesn't have powers. He has wings that are like
Yeah.
alien technology, and the Mandarin now, he goes and he tries to do this like gene project where he can stop like deforming and like get limbs to grow back and shit, and he can breathe fire now. But yeah, he's talking about how there's this spot in the brain wherever it's asking for a DNA upgrade or something.
Yeah.
Still a good movie.
I don't know. I like the cartoons better than the Iron Man cartoon. But
Hey Chris, you a player like Tony Stark too?
What? What? What?
I said, are you a player like Tony Stark too?
Yeah, I'm a billionaire playboy I can't ever say that word.
Philanthropist.
Yeah, I wonder how many takes it took him to say that. I wonder how many like tries.
Philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
Little flapjacks.
Philanthropist.
Either way, yeah, I knew it.
hey, you guys watch do you guys watch the Whitest Kids You Know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So funny. Have you seen the one where the guy like ejaculates confetti? I just saw it like right before the podcast. It was so funny. Let me just send you a link.
I don't know if I really want to watch that.
Totally, man. Sounds like some definitely like enlightening
totally. Stuff. I know. It is very enlightening.
Did you guys hear about that priest in Brazil who convinced people that he had holy milk in his penis and he got arrested?
Shut up.
I'm not joking. I'm sorry.
Oh, I believe it, but I just want to hear it. Spoilers.
Go to your spoilers for Iron Man, yeah.
Spoilers, muting Roscoe. Anyways.
That's hilarious.
This has been like the most like unorthodox hangout ever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Nah.
Yeah.
Does anybody have like any like questions about the mysteries of the universe?
No, I wonder. Imagine like where this like is someone gonna find this chat in like 1 billion years?
It's gonna be like these are some fucked up people.
This is the pinnacle of human existence right now. Yeah, wouldn't it be fucked up if like we are like the top of the pyramid? Like there are no aliens. Man. Like this is it. Like we're the pinnacle.
That would suck. That would really suck.
Yeah, totally, man. I'd totally be like taking this a little bit more seriously, but
yeah. Imagine, dude, that'd be pretty crazy. Like, that'd be a mind blow.
So, do you guys think I should keep the song in the actual recording of the YouTube episode? It's like a bonus feature.
The what?
The sing along that we did. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
All right, it's in there. That's all I want.
You did a sing along?
What? Were you not there?
Singing.
No, I was not there. Wait, when?
At the end of the episode, after Blog Talk glitched out.
Oh no, I like because like it was glitching and you were like, oh, what happened, guys? I'm so confused. And then you like left and he was like, I was like, oh, is this over? So I was like,
yeah, you and like every other listener apparently. It was so weird, man. Like,
yeah,
glitch the fuck out.
Yeah, it was glitching really bad. It was like you were like, okay, can you repeat that again? Can you repeat that again?
Oh,
sorry.
Well, just with him, yeah, that was weird, dude. I don't know. Someone, we need to get like an actual radio station or something.
Yeah.
KO1B Radio, where disco never dies.
And we only had 200 live listeners for that show. Our live listener count has been like low recently, like lower than it should be. Like we were clocking in at like 300 for a good like 4 or 5 weeks in a row, and since like the last 8 episodes or 6 episodes, we've been like less than 200.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So we need like more pages like synchronizing up with what we're doing, man. More coordination. Too many people are getting distracted by like fancy pictures of like community pages with like smiling dolphins, and they're like not getting involved with the real stuff. Mm-hmm. Like us talking about Yoda butt humping Luke. This is serious stuff, guys. This is a paradigm shift right now.
I know. Yeah. No, that picture, the butt humping picture is very life changing for some people. I mean,
it's too much. Maybe. It's too real, man. No, I agree. Like some people, like they've had like the red pill, but like, are they ready for like the green pill, man? Are they ready for the Yoda? Like to feel that force within them. Feel the force move through you.
Yeah, that phrase can like ruin some people's childhood.
Yeah, let's try not to do that.
That was awesome, by the way, Chris. I had no clue what was going on.
What? Oh, back there?
Yeah.
What?
It was my aunt's. Oh, what? You can hear us? What
the fuck are you talking about? When you watch this on YouTube again, watch his screen the whole time. Like, I don't know where part we're at, but that was hilarious.
Were you all creeping on my screen?
I was, anyway.
I wasn't.
Everybody else.
I don't know what happened.
It was my aunt, sister person, and her friend, and they were just like, oh, good stuff.
Chris, your wall's half painted.
You just noticed that?
No, I'm just bringing it up again. Comes up like every episode.
Besides my wall? Damn.
Dude, you spend like all your time building an Iron Man suit, but you're too lazy to finish painting your wall.
Skull.
Like, where are your priorities?
Skull. Hey, Shane has a question for you.
Shane. Okay. Anyone who sees this, as I have no experience with psychedelics, what would you suggest I start off with? I think cannabis. Yeah, it's like the softest.
Start off with Harmaline. Maybe
start off with alcohol and get fucking plastered, and then never drink again.
Yep.
That actually hurts you though.
Dude, yeah, that was one thing I like totally didn't bring up in the episode, even though it was super obvious. Just the idea of like how society encourages altered states of consciousness that like don't help us, like alcohol and stuff. I mean, it was like super,
which is poisonous for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I guess it was just like so obvious that But yeah, Shane, like I'm sure there's like some like sketchy 15-year-old kids in your neighborhoods who you could like get a dime bag off of.
Yeah.
Wait, don't listen to me. I'm just.
He's approaching 15-year-olds asking.
This is not Skull Babylon giving advice on the internet.
And that's not me who answered the question, too, in the chat.
What? I don't know. What about 2 grams of shrooms, huh?
I'm checking the youth club.
Checking the youth club. There's got to be. There's probably like people in a park or somewhere. I don't know.
Just like some like tweaker, just like.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, where do you find marijuana if you don't know people who to get it from? Like that is a hard thing to do, right?
That's very sad. I think.
It's hard to just like.
Dude,
you know, Shane, like you should find like someone's grandma who has it.
There you go.
Yeah,
and then like hang out with them and just be like, yo man, like can I hang out with your grandma and like have tea and like sing songs, and then just be like, yo, want to like roll a fatty, grandma? She'd be like, hells yeah, I'm like already got it ready and like.
No, because like you know there's like two main alkaloids in cannabis. It's like CBD and THC. CBD is like. You know, people like most like people that can't get like cannabis in some areas, they complain about that. You know, because people don't want the THC, they want CBD, but they get THC, which is completely different. But yeah, I say.
Hey guys, I'm taking off for the night. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, we should probably wrap this up, guys. Just
why?
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll end the broadcast, and then you guys can still hang out. So.
I'm going to watch
Ep50. Amanda, have you been here the entire time?
No, I just got back.
Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, you like left for a minute, and like things just went to hell. Like we lost the female like aspect to this.
That's probably what it was.
Things just got too weird. Just paradigms just shifted.
At least it's not like Rasputin from last time.
What about Ras? Oh yeah, that was funny. We were just like blah blah blah. Rasputin's dick. Blah blah blah. Rasputin's dick.
Oh, that was on the last chat.
But that was like a real conversation too.
Yeah, it really was.
Like there was like no like animated GIF related to that, or is there?
Sure, there is.
Yeah.
So, to my Iron Man thing, I have to remake everything because it's all too...
Oh my god, they kept it in a jar? What the fuck?
Dude, you went to see that? You actually Googled it?
I just wanted to see what would show up, yeah. I didn't know they had it in a jar. They like keep it in a museum or something?
Yeah, they keep it on the museum on the 4th Street of St. Petersburg and
people get their pictures taken with it?
Gross.
Dude, Russia has the weirdest tourist attractions.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
What's in a jar?
It's freaky dicky stuff. Freaky dicky.
What's Shane talking about? I'll be a beast and eat them all. Silly question, but like, do I eat them on empty? Oh, Shane's talking about eating brownies. Shane, that's illegal, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's a Schedule 1 drug. You should not.
I have to redo everything. So instead of coming out with a new album, Maynard decided to mix another CD from Pussifer. So that's great.
Pussifer, so.
But
yeah, dude, I want to on the show sometime.
Much love, you guys.
All right, see you, Roscoe.
Peace out, Roscoe.
Roscoe. There, dude. Hang loose. Hang loose.
That's like a DJ's name, Roscoe.
DJ
really
Roscoe.
Good. Yeah, he makes like dubstep, but
cool. Alright, do you guys like? I mean, we could end the live broadcast soon, just because I gotta do like episode stuff and get this posted.
That's fine.
Yeah,
you guys can still hang out though, but yeah, if it's a consensus, I say we wrap this up.
Yeah.
If not, we're just gonna like end up like talking about stupid shit some more.
Yeah.
Just like let's like just keep digging that hole, guys. Just keep digging that hole.
It was Rasputin, then it was Yoda, then it was.
Oh yeah. We'll go full circle.
Yalda.
Yalda, yeah.
Yalda.
Alright, good night.
The woodchuck chuck.
All right.
Good night.
Woodchuck wood.
Good night.
Bye.
Okay, let's. Yeah, is that?
Hey, guys.
Are we gonna end this, or is Amanda just leaving on her own? Yeah.
Oh.
I'm leaving. Toodles.
Okay. Toodles, Amanda.
Doodle caboodle.
Hang loose.
How can she hang loose? Is that healthy if she hangs loose?
Oh.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay,
loose.
alright. I'm starting to hallucinate. This is ending now. Okay. Alright, yeah, is that cool with you guys? Like, I'll end the broadcast, but once I leave, you guys can still, like, talk to each other, so... Just because I'm not in it, it'll still stay up, so...
Yeah, you can you, like, join us if you're, like...
Yeah, I can rejoin. Like, I just gotta do some recording, like the intro
Sure.
and stuff, so... Okay, cool.
Remember,
Alright.
you don't have to do it in one take.
Oh, yeah. Only one take. I can do, like, 50 practices, but only one take, so... Yeah, that one time. I know what you're talking about.
I'm serious.
No, it's fine. Okay. Paint your wall.
Shut up.
Alright, okay, I'm ending this, so say bye to the internets, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye,
internet.
Bye. Alright, end broadcast. And